Hello everyone. In this unit, we will discuss about various types of iron and steel industry. At the end of this unit, you will be able to understand about iron and steel industry, know about iron and steel plants in India. The iron and steel industry in India is separated into two divisions: integrated producers, secondary producers. Integrated steel plants generally refer to plants that convert ore into iron, then to steel, and further on to other semi-finished or finished products. Some of the major integrated producers in India are Tata Steel, located at Jamshedpur, Jharkhand, and Kalinganagar, Odisha. Steel Authority of India Limited, Rashtriya Ispat Nigam Limited or Vizag Steel at Andhra Pradesh. JSW Steel Limited at Dolvi, Maharashtra, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Jindal Steel and Power Limited at Angul, Odisha, Patratu, Jharkhand, Raigada, Chhattisgarh. AMNS, a joint venture between ArcelorMittal and Nippon Steel at Hazira, Gujarat. Electro Steel Limited at Bokaro, Jharkhand under Vedanta Group. The secondary steel sector comprises of small steel plants which produces steel in electric furnaces using scrap and sponge iron. They produce both mild steel and alloy steel of given specifications. Several secondary steel producers operate in mini steel units throughout India and contribute to about 45% of India's total steel production. They are located strategically near iron ore and coal belts. They have a mini blast furnace and DRI sponge iron making facility and converting scrap DRI into steel in electric induction or an arc furnace. They cast and roll to make semi or finished steel products and cater to the local and regional demands. Almost all of them have less than 1 MTPA capacity. Some of the secondary steel producers are Rashmi Group in West Bengal, Shyam Steel Industries in West Bengal, Jaiswal Nico Group in Raipur, Atibir Industry in Jharkhand. Difference between integrated producers and secondary producers. Integrated steel plants. Type of producer. Primary producer involves iron making, steel making, casting, roughing, rolling, billet rolling and product rolling. Size. Large and handle everything in one complex. Raw material. Iron ore, limestone and coal or coke. Product. Final products made by an integrated plant are usually large structural sections, heavy plates, strips, wire rod, railway rails, and occasionally long products such as bars and pipes. Investment. Investment is huge and it serves as a large-scale production house. Mini steel plants. Type of producer. Secondary producer. They produce carbon steel and alloy steel of certain specifications. Size. Smaller, have electric furnace, use steel scrap and sponge iron. Raw material. Iron from scrap steel recycled from used automobiles and equipment or byproduct of manufacturing. Product. Specialize, for example, in making coils of rod for wire drawing or pipe or in special section for transportation and agriculture. Investment incorporated with lower investment. Some of the major iron and steel plants of India are Tata Iron and Steel Company, TISCO. TISCO is the oldest iron and steel plant in India. It was established in 1907 at Shakchi in Singhbhum district of Jharkhand. It started producing pig iron in 1911 and steel in 1912. Another unit of TISCO is located at the Kalinganagar in the district Jajpur in Orissa. Tata Steel Limited is a leading global steel company with an annual production capacity of 19.6 MTPA. Steel Authority of India Limited. After independence, 3 integrated steel plants BSP, DSP, RSP were set up by the Government of India, each of 1 MTPA capacity under the supervision of Hindustan Steel Limited HSL. On January 1973, a holding company named SAIL was incorporated and that took over these 3 plants and the Bokaro steel plant. Indian Iron and Steel Company ISCO was then renamed as ISCO Steel Plant ISP. ISCO Burnpur is one of the oldest private steelmaker in India before independence. The Steel Authority of India Limited SAIL has set up 5 ISP units across India. Bhilai Steel Plant BSP in Chhattisgarh, Bokaro Steel Limited BSL in Jharkhand, Durgapur Steel Plant DSP in West Bengal, Raulkala Steel Plant RSP in Odisha, ISCO Steel Plant ISP in Burnpur, West Bengal. The crude steel production capacity of SAIL has increased from 12.8 MTPA to 21.4 MTPA post modernization and expansion of all the plants. SAIL also has other non-integrated steel industries like Salem Steel Plant SSP producing Salem Stainless, Alloy Steel Plant at Durgapur, Visvesvara Iron and Steel Plant VISP, Maharashtra Electrosmelt Limited MEL, Bhilai Steel Plant. 11 times winner of Prime Minister's Trophy for Best Integrated Steel Plant in the country, Bhilai Steel Plant is India's sole producer and supplier of world-class rails for Indian Railway and a major producer of large variety of wide and heavy steel plates and structural steel. With an annual production capacity of 3.153 MTPA of steelable steel, the plant also specializes in other products such as wire rods and merchant products. Bokaro Steel Plant. It is the 4th integrated plant in India built in collaboration with the Soviet Union. The plant is considered the country's first Swadeshi steel plant built with the maximum indigenous content in terms of equipment, material and know-how. Durgapur Steel Plant. Durgapur Steel Plant, set up in the late 50s, is a leading producer of long products and the only producer of forged railway wheels and axles in the country. The plant started production with an initial crude steel capacity of 1 MTPA in 1959, which has now reached up to 2.20 MTPA. Raulkala Steel Plant. The Raulkala Steel Plant was the first integrated steel plant in the public sector in India, which was set up with German collaboration with an installed capacity of 1 million tons. After implementing a massive modernization and expansion, the Raulkala Steel Plant has enhanced its capacity to 4.5 MTPA of hot metal and 4.2 MTPA of crude steel. Indian Iron and Steel Company (ISCO). The Indian Iron and Steel Company, a SAIL subsidiary, was merged with SAIL on 16th February 2006. Situated at Burnpur on the banks of Damodar River in West Bengal, the ISP manufactures a range of products, over some of which it holds exclusive market dominance. Iron and steel products by it has been acknowledged as being of the finest quality. Rashtriya Ispat Nigam Limited. It is the first shore-based integrated iron and steel plant owned by the Government of India, located at Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. It was commissioned in 1982 as 3 MTPA plant for value-added steel, which now operates at 7.3 MTPA capacity. JSW Steel Limited. It is one of the leading private sector plant based in multiple locations like Dolvi, Maharashtra, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, having 18 MTPA installed capacity. It caters to the need of South India, operating from 6 locations across the country. Jindal Steel and Power Limited (JSPL), one of the most modern steel making plant located at Angul in Odisha, Patratu in Jharkhand and Raigad in Chhattisgarh, with an installed capacity of 8.6 MTPA, has a wide range of products and is focusing the market in North and East India. Amns Steel, a collaboration of 2 large steel-making global players, ArcelorMittal and Nippon Steel, a highly technologically intensive steel plant at Gujarat with a port-based facility preparing raw material at ore-rich Odisha and transporting this through water-based transport along the coast. AMNS India is an integrated flat carbon steel manufacturer with an achievable crude steel capacity of 9 MTPA. Electro Steel Limited, an integrated iron and steel plant being commissioned at Bokaro under Vedanta Group, is having the latest state-of-art and technology to produce long steel products and ductile iron pipes. It has a 2.2 MTPA capacity for phase 1 and 5 MTPA capacity for phase 2 that produces pig iron, billets, TMT bars, wire rods and ductile iron pipes. Mini steel plants. In addition to the integrated steel plants, many decentralized secondary units produce steel by using steel scrap, sponge iron as raw material, and electric arc furnace and induction furnace for processing. It is easy to construct such plant and their gestation period is short. We have reached the end of this session. Let us do a quick recap before we move to the next unit. After studying this unit, the participants will be able to understand iron and steel industry structure, know about iron and steel plants in India,